Hello, friends. My name is Vartika, and I am back again on my YouTube channel, Live Your Dreams. This time with a series based upon the importance of mental well being, issues related to it, and how to overcome these issues. So, the topic today we'll be talking about is what is mental well being? What is its importance? So today I have a dear friend of mine, Dr. Nidhi Roy Chaudhary, who is a PhD in psychology with an expertise of almost 12 years in this field. She has a varied journey from teaching into university to dealing with children with learning difficulties, adjustment problems with young adults and adults, work related environment issues, and childhood issues. So, a very warm welcome to you, Dr. Nidhi, to this very first talk from the series. Can we get to know a little bit about you and your journey?
Thank you so much, Vartika, for having me here. It's seriously like honor to me to be the part of your personal journey and noble cause to spread awareness regarding mental health and its importance, as well as the general psychological well-being to the individual. So, as you have already mentioned, myself, Dr. Nidhi Roy Chaudhary, I have completed my PhD in psychology from Central University of Uttarakhand, and I have been working from a very long time in this area. I would say it's been a little bit more than 12 years since my master's. We have started working as volunteers in different NGOs as well as in different schools, uh, especially with children with having special needs and old age homes, etc. And in those areas, I guess that was something which was a kind of a motivator for me to be the part of this whole scenario where we can use our skills as well as our abilities to improve the life of these people who are still who are especially in the need. And then I started my PhD, and for good 5 to 6 years we were working rigorously with different set of people. My topic of PhD was kind of motivating factor which started from my masters only. I worked with children with learning disabilities, especially mathematics, which is known as dyscalculia. We studied what kind of difference is there between temperament and academic stress, in these students who are having this disability, I would say. And apart from it, I got a chance. I have been blessed that I got very good chance to work with a lot of students, young adults, as well as people who are uh, working but still having some sort of issues, and due to those kind of issues they were not able to focus on their truest potential, and somewhere or the other they were lagging behind. But these kind of conversations which we do during our counseling sessions or maybe in workshops, seminars, they actually help them to overcome those things, and now they are working wonderfully in their respective fields. So that's the gist of it. And during this particular period, I got an opportunity to work with Jain University in Bangalore. Apart from different organization I work with, I would like to highlight this area because that time after COVID, I realized that our young generation is so much into this particular uh, awareness that they are ready to take a uh, take it on as like their agenda and their future, where they see that it is very very promising. They are ready to talk about it very openly. They are ready to work upon these areas without any sort of stigmas and taboos, despite existing taboos. Now they are ready, and they are prepared, as well as they have the enthusiasm to working in this field. And I see that future of mental health in our country is very very bright. in upcoming days. I'm sure about it. So
Thank you
that's
so
all
much,
about
Dr.
it.
Nidhi. And I would really say that you are doing a commendable job because from ages, this factor has been highly suppressed or ignored. If we talk about mental well-being and mental health, addressing issues at the right point of time, it has been lot of dealing with lot of suppression and lot of avoidance towards this issue. And if you feel so much connected to these issues and you have definitely worked with children who have learning disabilities or difficulties, it's really something which is very commendable job. So thank you so much. And further, I would like to proceed with a few questions which I have prepared so that we can dig down this topic in detail, and we can get some sort of advantage out of your expertise in this area. So
Pleasure completely mine, and I would like to, uh, answer it more appropriately as I could.
thank you so much. So first question is like very basic one, but often ignored. What is mental health?
Okay. So that is very generic question, and I'm sure that now our viewers are having a better understanding of it. But still, for those who are still struggling to make a distinction why it is important and what it is, I would like to share my views as a psychologist. Uh, when we talk about our health, we know about it is, the basic mind, shift into the physical health rather than focusing upon the mental health is also an important aspect to the overall health picture. So overall state of your emotional, your psychological, and your social well-being is something which I would like to say that it is the overall part of your mental health. You cannot ignore your emotions, you cannot ignore your psychological as well as social well-being when you consider your mental health in a as an umbrella term. And it is not also just about the illness, the absence of mental illness. It is not something that you don't have the mental illness, then you are mentally sound, or your mental health is high. It's about how we think, how we feel and behave in our daily lives. I'm sure that all of us are struggling with so many issues in our life. We have, day to day issues, we have our family problems, we have our work related problems, etc. But the point is, are these problems impacting our decisions so much that we are in continuous stress, we are continuous frustrated, or we are continuously irritated as well as making others also irritated because of us, and we are not even realizing. So this is something which is a highlight in this area, where we need to understand that a good mental health basically helps us to cope up with the life challenges. Right. It is not, we are not saying that when you are mentally sound that there will be no challenges in life. No, we are not stating that. We are just saying that when you
True.
are having a sound mental health, you will be more equipped to deal with the mental health challenges and whatever the, challenges life throws upon you. As well as you will be having, you will be able to, or you will be, willing to work upon your relationships. Like problems are there, definitely problems are there, but still you are not quitting, you are not blaming others just because whatever issues are happening. And you will also be working to, meaningfully contribute to our community. That is also one part of it. So in a jest, all these things combined creates a better mental health for an individual. That's what I
Thank you
feel.
so much. Thank you so much, Dr. V. And in continuation, if I would like, maybe our viewers, everybody is still not able to figure out what is mental health. See, there is a lot of awareness around these days. Even Gen Z is too much conscious about this topic, this subject itself, and they are too much into it that they take care of their mental well-being appropriately. But there is still lot of viewer, I would say, who are still not aware what is mental health. So I would like to go with further next question, which talks about, which is also a very generic one, but yes, which is audience specific. Like we have a larger, broader audience. So what causes mental health problems? Like You
Exactly.
would be having a lot of case studies, use cases, and you take a lot of sessions around patients also.
Definitely.
So you must have come across some causes, some problems which
Exactly.
are uh, which are attributing to these mental health issues.
Um, this is a very important question, Vartika. I'm glad that you have included it. Uh, in our previous question, now we have established that mental health is an important aspect and what it is in general, right? In overall picture, what do you understand by mental health? Now, another important part is you need to understand the causes, that there is no single cause for it. Sometimes it could be biological, or sometimes biological cause combines with psychological as well as social context. So in general, like if I talk about subject specific terms, then there are only three possible causes, or the combination of these three causes: your biological, psychological, and social. So if we talk about like biological, so for instance, like genetics or brain chemistry, I'm sure that everybody knows genetics plays a very important role in individual's life, right? As well as brain chemistry, we all understand that your brain is wired, as well as there are certain organs which gives signal, and then your body performs likewise. So if the brain chemistry makes somebody very vulnerable, but in experience, why it is happening, because this individual had certain kind of trauma in past,
Yeah,
maybe
true.
certain kind of chronic stress due to a kind of maybe physical illness, or maybe somebody physical illness in the family, like your parents had some grave issue. And it is not like that only the father or mother or anybody in the family is
Generation,
suffering with the physical issue.
generation.
No, the stress is also impacting the others in the family. Makes sense? So chronic stress can also be a cause. Discrimination, if it is happening in any form. Isolation, which is usually remain ignored. Isolation and all these kind of conditions may trigger uh, you know uh, I would like to talk about triggers separately sometime, but the triggers are certain things which makes you vulnerable in that scenario. Therefore you don't have control over how you are behaving, or how you are reacting in a given manner. So the causes can be started from some area, like which could be like biological or psychological, but it impacts your social behavior in general. Make sense? So it's important to remember that anyone can experience stress or mental health difficulties, regardless of whatever the backgrounds they are coming from, regardless of whatever age they are having or lifestyle. It is not like in a certain lifestyle only mental health related issues are happening or prevalent. No, it is not like that. It is regardless of age, regardless of background, regardless of lifestyle. Anywhere mental health issues can pop up.
True, that is true. Actually, you have very well articulated. Like there are three basic areas: psychological, biological, and social. And around them, we have lot of factors, lot of triggers, which cause different type of mental health issues. That is very well answered. Thank you, ma'am. And if we talk about we talked about mental health, we talked about what causes it. Now, if we talk about how do we know if we are unwell, sometimes we are not able to address it because we ourselves are not able to realize that we need some help. So, how do we know if we are unwell, mentally or psychologically or whatever sense?
Okay. Uh, like, I'll give you an example of when you are unwell physically, right? So, you have certain unrest, you have certain symptoms. So, whenever we talk about mental health areas, there are also certain symptoms. But these symptoms are so generic in our society that we usually ignore. If somebody is too much irritated, somebody is very sad, somebody is not being in a mood of completing a particular task, or maybe, so we see it as a part of life, right? Maybe
True.
certain event happened due to which the individual is not doing this or that. But in this area, the time period is a tell, basically. If you are feeling irritated, stressed, or maybe anxious more than like, I'll give you a mota 15 days, more than 15 days, and you are not able to control it by yourself, you are not able to have a tap on it, on your emotion, and you are spilling around, you are not able to control your emotion, and you are not able to handle it in a balanced manner, and you are spilling around, due to which your life is also affecting, and people whom you are related with, they are also affected because of it. So this is a major tell that the individual is struggling something, and I'm sure that all of us have seen, maybe in ourselves or in the people around us, that when we are able to see that they are not behaving as they used to. Make
True.
sense?
Change of behavior.
Exactly. So if I specifically point out as a psychologist, we look for changes like this, and these changes, if we divide, if we divide them in a broader category, we try to see the changes in their thought patterns, in their emotions, as well as in their behavior, which affects their ability to function normally. So I'm sure that all of you must be, those who are listening to us, they must be thinking like, this is a kind of problem we are experiencing every other day. So are we not well? No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying once these kind of issues, which are prominent, which you are able to feel yourself in your thoughts, the changes in your thoughts, emotions, behaviors, and which is affecting and impacting your day to day working, so that you are not even able to perform those tasks, the simple task, your day to day task. So then it is a kind of first alarm which you need to check upon. And apart from it, there are certain things like persistent sadness more than 15 days, anxiety, irritability, and loss of interest in the activities which you used to love earlier, which you used to enjoy earlier. So these are certain things which you need to understand, that for a period of time, like for 15 days, it seems a very less time, but if you see that these things are impacting your day-to-day journey, then it is a time to think about it, as well as you need to consult at least with your family members, and if you feel that they are not able to support, or they are not able to figure out what is happening and why it is happening, please go consult a psychologist. And you know we tend to ignore it, like these feelings will go by themselves. We have this idea, na, ki, if we are feeling sad, if we
Suppression.
are feeling,
Yeah.
yeah, not acceptance also. We feel that it will go by themselves. So, but if you are aware that these things are impacting your lifestyle, the way you work, it can be happen like for a week or two or something like, matlab, till this time, but don't ignore it for a longer period of time. That's what I would suggest here. And
Thank you.
it's good if you can go and reach out for help, whatever help you feel like they can help you out. Please go and reach out for help.
Okay. So I'm little bit more interested to know, like we talked about mental health, it's what it is, what are the causes behind it, and how do we know if we are unwell? So, is there any particular way of living life, or is there any particular definite way where we can we prevent these mental health problems, or are there any cures for these mental health problems?
Definitely, definitely we have it, like I'm sure that this is a famous saying which goes here as well: prevention is better than cure.
Yes.
Right. So if you
Yes.
take care of your day-to-day activities, your daily mental health, your daily psychological well-being, as well as you keep on checking your emotions also. I'm sure that we are aware, all of us are aware that there are thousands, millions of thoughts come across in our mind. We cannot tap every thought, right? But we can definitely check our emotions. So at the end of the day, in the beginning of the day, please do check your emotions, what emotions you are feeling. And another point is, how persistent those emotions are. If you are happy, then it's really good thing. But if it is kind of irritation, frustration, anxiety, having anxious thoughts all the time, and if you are able to see that these things are quite persistent in your mood, keep a check on that. Figure out why. If you are able to do it, that's very good. If you are not able to do it, please go and take a help in this area. There is nothing wrong. If you have fever, if you have cold which is not going it by itself, you go and see the doctor, right? You go and
Yeah.
consult somebody, that you use certain remedies for it. So similarly in this area as well, these smaller issues, if taken care of initially, they can be managed. There are certain things which are quite serious, which are biological or maybe genetical in nature. Genetics can be a cause behind it. So there you need a little bit more, what
Clinical
do we say,
intervention.
consistent, yeah, consistent, as well as clinical, as well as psychological interventions. Yes, definitely. But the point is, you need to check upon it yourself first. And apart from it, once we are aware about it, we are having this habit of checking our own emotions and thoughts, then we can use certain activities which can help it. How? Like regular self care. We are talking about self care so much. So what is self care? If I have to ask this question to you, what do you think what self care is? Any thoughts?
I would say self care for me is on the daily basis when I'm going to sleep, going to bed before sleep.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Just way of regularizing everything, all the activities, all the emotions which I surpassed in my entire day. I would not be extending it for a week or a month that when I'll be getting time. It's a daily basis habit for me, where
Mm-hmm.
as a self-care routine, it's not just my face or body and everything else. That is a part of self-care routine, but other than that, I will keep a check, or maybe I will journal something. For me, I
Exactly.
like to write. So for me, it's like if I'm going through something, something is going inside me, I will just write it, maybe in a way, in a form of a poem, or maybe just in a form of an article, and it's out of
Really
me.
wonderful, really wonderful, Vartika. Basically, you have learned and mastered the ability of venting out.
Yeah.
So I would really love that other people, those who are listening, can also pick up something through which they can, again, constructively, not destructively, venting out. Because venting out में वो destruction भी हो जाता है. Don't do that. But yes, constructive things through which you can vent out your emotions as well. So these things can be very, very helpful. So if I just quickly summarize what regular self care, what it means. Your physical care, I'm sure you guys are aware. You have to brush your teeth, you have to, bathe, you have to wash your face and everything. You have to be presentable when you are going to office or going outside, even at house also. But when it comes to, well-being of psychological based, it is fixing your healthy routine, connecting with others, practicing mindfulness. Exercising is also the part of it. Sound mind and sound body, the connection we know now. I'm sure that most of us are also, working upon it diligently to have a sound body as well as a sound mind. And try to seek a balance between your work and rest. This is something which most of us ignore these days. It helps, it seems simple. It is something which is very, very generic, it's, if you see, but it plays a very important role in this area. Make sense?
Yeah.
And developing emotional awareness and learning coping strategies early can also help us managing stress before it turns into a bigger problem.
Before we are in that stage, like we need a clinical support, we can
Mhm.
have that sort of self-care support or self-care routine, which you already
Mhm.
mentioned, that some coping mechanism, some constructive coping mechanism for yourself, and where
Mhm.
you are keeping a quick check on your mental health on daily basis, or whatever cycle you want to define for yourself. So that should
Exactly.
really help. So once
Exactly.
we get to know how we can prevent mental health problems, If we are having, like, we know that we are having certain mental health issues right now, and we are dealing with something, we are coping up with something right now. So
Mm.
if we are having problems with our mental health, who should we go for support?
Okay. Uh, this is something I'm sure that all of you are aware. We have people to discuss these things. Um, most mental health problems are treatable. Trust me. It is not something, if we hear this term like mental health issues, it is something which is impossible to treat. No, it is not like that. Most of the problems are very much treatable. Many people recover fully or learn to manage their symptoms effectively only if they report these things on time, or you know as early as they can. uh, Treatment again, when we talk about, like, how to cure mental health related problem, so treatment again gonna depends upon the individual, the intensity of issue these people are having, uh, and depending upon the problem which they are facing. Like, it could be like lifestyle related issue, it could be relationship related issues, it could be academic stress. So depending upon the issues, it could include your therapies. If in a little bit more severe cases, it can also include medication. Lifestyle changes are must, or maybe the combination of everything together. And when we talk about like whom to connect, so we have psychologists, we have we have counselors. And in psychologists also we have different categories: clinical
Right.
psychologists, counseling psychologists, child psychologists. We I'm sure that most of you are aware about it. So another important category comes as psychiatrist. So psychiatrists are not something, who's going to what do we say, make you feel scared. And as you enter into their chamber, they are going to give you a shock treatment. No, it is not like that. It is like, uh, it doesn't happen. uh, it doesn't happen in general. But yes, in extreme cases maybe.
Extreme cases, yeah,
So
extreme cases we
yeah.
need.
So depending upon the issue you are having and the intensity of the issue you are having, you can definitely reach out to these people. And once the diagnosis is done, then you will be able to understand, you know whether it is going to be a short term treatment or a long term treatment. Don't be scared about it, like these psychologists or these counselors are there just to gain money out of your problem or your misery. No, it is not like that. I know most of people are having this kind of a idea, like, doctors and these people are just there, or as well as the lawyers, they are there just to build money out of your misery.
Yeah.
No, they are not like that. They are actually helping you. And figure out, if you are not satisfied with one of the individual, you can definitely go and change other. But don't lose hope. That is something which I would
Very
suggest.
important. Yeah, very
Finding
important.
out a right person as well as discussing about your issues with them is halfway done, right? Because first step is like, can you talk about it? One thing, can you talk about it with the right person? And if you didn't find a right person at the particular moment because of some sort of issues, so do you have the courage to at least go and try the other one? Make sense? So this is the basic journey which can actually help you. And in this particular scenario, I would little bit highlight the part of therapy. When we talk about therapeutic setting, the goal here is usually very simple. It is not something we are going to remove your symptoms. No, it is something where we will help you to understand why these issues are happening at the first place. Are the causes from biological issues, or psychological or a social issues, adjustment related problems? So first of all, we will try to establish that fact. And once it's done, we will try to create a better understanding within this system. Like, at least individual should be able to understand that what is happening and what are the capabilities this individual is having. We will try to build up a better coping skills, and so that they will be able to live their life more fulfillingly rather than just passing by through it.
True, true. So we talked about like who should we go to support. Okay, I'm again shooting one more question. What can we do if the support doesn't help? See, we
That's
knew we know what is mental health. We know we are not well, we have some issues, right? And we are able to address those triggers also, and we went out for some support, maybe psychological, maybe clinical, whatever support. What can we do if the support is not helping, like,
that's what I mentioned. No, I know. I was giving you, what do we say, branched answer in the previous question, but I highlighted this particular point because finding a right person with whom you can connect, this is a big challenge. Talking about your issues, core issues with an individual, especially a stranger, is also a very big challenge. But the point is, what if you feel that you have not find the right individual who can give you the answer, or it's somehow it is not clicking to you. So here, when I'm answering this question, I would like to answer this question by asking one question. What happens when you go to a physician or a doctor or a medical practitioner, and you feel that the medicine he has given to you or your family member is not working? Do you stop seeking treatment at that moment, or you go and find a better psychologist, better
definitely.
doctor? You consult with your friend and ask like who is better person in this area. You search internet, you do your research and try to find a right individual who can give you the medication in this area, right?
Correct, correct. So better than giving up the hope, the better way around is that if one medium is not working for you as a support, best support you need, you can go to move to another medium for
Definitely.
some sort of better support, and you can have.
Exactly. But the point is, it doesn't happen. People give the hope entirely and start blaming the
Yes.
community, completely. Ki, okay, these people are just quacks. There will be
I
no
would
help.
I would
Exactly.
just like to mention one point here. Like I have seen, that's a little bit of offbeat topic which we will be discussing in upcoming series. When people are dealing with children with difficulties or disabilities, I have seen for a few of my friends or a few of my known circle, if one doctor and one thing is not working, one therapy is not working, they went for some occupational therapy, and that therapy did not work out for their child. So they will be just giving up the hope itself. They will be like, okay, it's like now God is going to take care of their child future, and nothing like that is there. You need to keep trying. So I have seen all these things there, that if you give up on the hope itself, it's not good, because mental health issues are really big issues. They are not very small issues. Like, we have a lot of other small issues. I would say financial issues are also part of it, but mental health issues are bigger than financial issues also sometimes. If you are not in a sane mental state, you will not be able to contribute to your mental well-being in that manner, and you will not be able to do better functioning in your financial health also. So
Exactly.
people give up.
If you see, yeah, if you see in this area, when the medical practices were growing up,
Yeah.
initially situation was same. People used to treat themselves like by, homemade remedies, some traditional medicine policies, etc. That time mortality rate was very high. I'm sure you guys, all of you are aware. But slowly and steadily, I'm not saying that these are like, foolproof practices, whether it is medical practices or practices we are using here in the field of mental health. But the point is, these are certain therapies and techniques and remedies which can help you in a larger picture.
Yes.
Right. Slowly and steadily, now we are able to figure it out like cancer is also treatable. We are figure it out tuberculosis is also treatable. We are also aware that, brain fever, which was a kind of a pandemic at a time, it is also treatable. And people are now going for a vaccine, right? But the
Yes.
kind of issues and the kind of change happened once people started trusting upon these things rather than just sitting at their home and sulking about it. You're getting my point. So similarly, in this area, I'm sure that you have high hopes in this area, and I completely agrees that every individual should get the best treatment possible, right? But somehow, if it is not working with the individual or with the person with whom you are connecting with, please go and reach out somebody else. I know it seems tiring. It seems it's a kind of practice which nobody wants to do. I also aware, and I am also agrees with it, that people should not suffer in that way. But slowly and steadily, we will reach to that particular point where these practices, these helps, these medications, or therapeutic processes will be available, like with every nook and corner of the country.
True,
But it will
very true.
take a little bit time as well as trust from the people.
This year we got 1,200 crores budget for mental health itself from government.
Exactly.
I was
That is such
surprised
a
to see that.
wonderful thing.
And but the only part is they need to design, and they need to, government has to have few regulatory
Trust
bodies,
me,
and
trust me, Vartika, when I'm saying that people are working for it. Policies are, they are revising the policies. They are becoming a little bit more aware. They are using the guidelines as well as rules and regulation to make it a little bit more systematic as well as scientific, rather than just using those practices randomly. No. But yes, it will take time. It is not going to happen overnight, but
slow and
future is
gradual
promising.
change. Yeah.
Exactly, future is promising, trust me.
Thank you, Dr. Lady. So, I have one last question to you for today's talk series, part of one series we will be having. We talked about oneself. Like, I have certain mental health problem. I addressed it. I got the support. I was able to come out of it. What happens sometimes is, like, see, I totally believe in human values a lot. See, being a human, the best part, the beauty of being a human is having lot of good amount of human values, which is towards oneself also and towards the humankind also. So sometimes what happens is that you see one of your friend or your relative itself, and you can figure out that they are going through something. There is certain issues in them which are troubling them, but whenever you are confronting them, they are not addressing it properly, and they are like, no, no, I'm fine. Or maybe they are finding it some other ways to address these issues. Maybe they are getting into alcohol, maybe they are getting into drugs, maybe they are getting into some other activities just to cope up, not the constructive way, I would say. See, if you are going through going for these activities as a social gathering, as a fun part, it's fine sometimes. But if you are trying to treat alcohol and drugs and everything, such stuff, as a coping mechanism, it's a destructive way of dealing with something which you are going through. So, what best we can do is we can just try to talk to them, right? We can just try to address, are you okay? Right? Check out, are you okay? But they're not willing to reciprocate that much. So what should we do in that case if we are worried about that friend of ours, and or relative of ours, and we are able to figure out that they are not in a good mental stage, or something is going
They're
with them.
struggling with it.
Yeah.
um, it's a beautiful question, and I would like to start by highlighting the point. When you asked this question, you asked, like, you mentioned that whenever we are confronting them, they are in a state of denial.
Yes.
That's what you said in general.
Yes. Yes.
I would request you, as well as all the listeners who are here and listening to this particular point, don't confront them. We feel that asking them, related to this thing, as well as confronting them, can be a solution. At least they should be opening up when we are showing some sort of interest in their misery. They don't. People don't want to see, people don't want you to see their misery. Whenever they are in a bad place, whenever they are in a state of difficulty, they don't want you to see their misery. Rather, they just do it oppositely. If they are hurt, if they are feeling understood, if they are feeling that they are misunderstood, and if they are feeling that nobody is listening to them, what they do usually, they start shouting,
Shut down, or either shut down, completely shut down.
or
Shouting, shut
they
down.
they they try to use certain ways through which they feel they are basically safe, right?
True.
So if they are shutting it down, or they are shouting about it, or or they change the topic, basically they are not in a place where they are comfortable to share it with you at that moment. And if you use the strategy of confronting, it will never gonna happen. In family, what happens, no, we know that it is a family member, or this, or this, he or she, whosoever is there, elder or younger, whosoever is there, we feel that we are entitled of this individual in somehow or the other. If they are younger, then we always feel like, we have a leverage over them. If they are elder, then we know that there is certain boundaries, but still we feel, we can manage them. But the point
Very
is, do you have that kind of relationship? The relationship as well as the communication we require, where the individual can open up, it has to be empathetic, not sympathetic, empathetic, listening to them without judgment. Why
very
individuals are not being able to, listen to the parents, listen to their child, listen to their spouses? Why they are? Because they are living together from a very longer period of the time. It is not something, or they have the child like since birth, but still there comes a point where they feel that the communication is impossible. They are not able to reach out to you, you are not able to reach out to them. Make sense? Why it is happening? Because the individual start feeling that whatever he or she is saying, you are not in a mood to understand, or you will not be able to understand. Because somehow or the other, we have this judgmental caps on, we have our own interpretation in our mind. We feel the concept which we are, having right now, this is completely right. Make sense?
correct. Yes,
So,
yes.
if you are able to see somebody who is your friend, who is your relative, who is a family member, who's your spouse, maybe your child. It happens a lot with the teenagers also. That
Mine
if
has
you
just started entering, so I will
I can
definitely need your
understand.
help in future. Maybe down the line in 1 or 2 years, I will reach out to you.
So the golden tip I'm sharing right now is try to be a good listener here, with a empathetic ears, as well as without judgment, as much as possible without judgment. And most of the time what happens, we are giving, or we are trying to lend this ear of without judgment to others who are stranger to us, but not we are not ready to give it to the family member.
Yes.
We somehow or the other we start blaming them, ki, okay, this is happening because of you. But they had their own journey somehow, right? They were also, they might have also struggled with something, especially with the parents, no, at that particular time, or maybe a spouse, they also experience certain thing at that particular time, because and they might not be aware ki, okay, that is happening because of this thing, etc. So the golden tip is, at least try to be a good listener without judgment, as well as trying to be empathetic as much as possible. Don't use sympathy again. Try to be empathetic. Apart from it, once they know that you are there, without being judgmental about it. Another important point is, then ask how they are feeling, and try to listen to it without giving solution. This is also a very difficult part. What happens whenever we hear a certain issue, certain problems, I don't know how it is there, but it is genetically like embedded in us, we start giving solutions.
Sometimes it's okay to just say, take your time. That's it.
Exactly, but it is so hard to say it, no. And if we are saying it too soon, then the individual will again feel, so what's the point of telling you then? Right or not?
See,
So
the only part is that there are two scenarios. Either they are seeking solution from you, either
mhm,
they are just seeking a listening ear.
mhm,
And sometimes behind the listening ear, they are seeking a solution. So we have
mhm.
to figure out. It's very very difficult
that
actually.
is our assumption. If you see, Vartika, when we talk about
Yeah,
they are seeking solution, definitely they are seeking solution, but I'm telling you, every individual is so much capable of finding their own solution.
true.
The issue is they are in a given scenario, in a given situation, in a given mental state of mind. They are in a mental fog that they are not able to see the picture clearly, and at that particular moment they need somebody who can just help them to have to see it clearly. That's it. Once they are able to see it clearly by themselves, I'm telling you, most of us have this, like all of us have this embedded abilities, that we can figure it out, okay, okay, what is right solution for our life. In certain scenarios, definitely they need our help and everything, but the point is, if you are a family member, if you are a friend, then try to be a one. Friends are why friends are there to do all the sort of cribbing, right or not, or
Yes.
to do all sort of like
Without any
that.
judgments. Without any judgments.
Exactly, exactly. So that is the same thing which we need to inculcate in our system, as well as we need, if we are able to see that the situation which they are dealing with, it is something which is beyond your expertise, right? Please encourage them to speak to a mental health professional. This is also very important. Jokes
True.
apart, this is very important point, rather than just fixing it with some sort of shortcuts, like
Medicines.
go and have let's go ahead and have a drink, let's party about it. And you are not aware that how much intensity this individual is struggling with.
True.
So if you are genuinely helpful in this, if you are genuinely care about this individual, please encourage them to speak to a mental health professional. If they are in a crisis or at a risk of harm, self harm is also there. Help them in this scenario, in this special cases, you need to help these individuals to seek immediate support. Because if you are able to see the activities of self harm, or some sort of a crisis, some sort of a trauma, some sort of constant hopelessness, in those areas, this is something which you need to seek, where you need to seek the constant and immediate help. And remember, this is a very important point, caring for other also means taking care of yourself in the process. Don't
Yes.
lose yourself during that particular time. Caregiving is a very, very challenging job. So at that moment, please do take care of yourself also when you are helping somebody to come out of their misery, right?
Very true. Very true. Thank you, Dr. Nidhi. And I think you have shared a very wider perspective with me and, of course, with our audience, whosoever will be watching this talk show. And what I feel that mental health is a part of our, and our life. At some point of time, each one of us has gone through something which has triggered some sort of mental sadness, or we get to that point of that we address that we are into a constant stage of anxiety or sadness. Everybody has gone through, maybe certain amount of times slot can be different. For some it can be a bigger amount of time which they have gone through such journey, because the right time it was not addressed properly. If we have a good
Exactly.
support system of friends or family around us, sometimes we don't have that inbuilt, we can build it, which is very important.
Exactly.
That's why it's very important to
Exactly.
address first that you are unwell, you need help, you need
Exactly.
help. And
I completely agree about this point which you highlighted here, Vartika. And I would like to highlight one more important aspect. Like, uh, all of us should remember this part, that mental health is not a destination. It is a journey. It is an ongoing journey. Life throws challenges at you, and you should be able to you should be equipped to deal with them. That is the basic base of it. That is why we are taking care of physical health, as well as, you need to understand that mental health equally plays an important role in this area. So this is a destination. It is not a, sorry, it is not a destination. It is a journey.
yeah,
And we all experience ups and downs. So, in this area, please do remember seeking help is a sign of a courage. It is not any sort of a weakness. So, talking about it is important, but seeking help is also very important.
Yes.
Awareness, I'm sure that there are many platforms, there are many series, many webinars, seminars, and social media again. Instagram is filled with these kind of things. But the point is, you are talking about it, that's very good. You need to understand what is the authentic source through which you can get the authentic information. One thing. Second thing is, please seek help if it is needed. It is a sign of courage, it is not a kind of weakness. So, here I would like to, summarize it with these words.
I think we definitely covered each and every aspect of our first talk show. And thank you so much, Dr. Niti, for being part of this series, because definitely it is going to help a lot of wider audience base. And we'll continue with the next talk show, with deep diving into certain different aspects, different areas, as we already discussed, and we'll deep dive into them. Thank you so
Thank you.
much
Thank you so
for your
much,
time.
Vartika, for having me here. It's certainly pleasure is all mine, and I'm so excited, like how we are going to pick and find out the next topics and how we can add some sort of values to the listeners whom we are going to interact in future.
Definitely, we
Thank
are going to do that, Dr. Nidhi, together
thank
in this. Thank you so much, and thank you for everyone who is watching this talk show. And I would just say one thing, as I always say, sayonara until we meet and talk again. Thank you, everyone. Take care. Bye bye.